Hello, 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 welcome back. Oh, look at the starry night.
Thank you, Vincent.
Yes, really, without the psychotropes. This next fellow is a dear friend. And for those who possibly wouldn't know who he is the Johnny Appleseed of the Hudson Valley. Robert Milby has been the hugest wind, the force of the spoken word, without which so many events would not have even been established. To think to have the audacity to do so, we rode on his coattails, having that courage because he broke the ice for us. Robert resides in Florida, New York, and he's the Orange County Poet Laureate, which thrills me to death. Most deserved, sir. And he's been reading in New York, in public, and in private, and we do that to find our work. Since March of 1995, he has given over 470 featured readings since National Poetry Month, April 1996. And has been on stage in front of poetry audiences over 1,000 times. I tell you, there's shows of the boy's blood. He has hosted 30 poetry series since September 1995. Currently hosts 4 in the Hudson Valley, New York poetry readings, and 2 seasonal events. His most recent book, Gothic Orange Poems for Orange County, New York, was published October 2018 with a grant from the Orange County government, Goshen, New York, and support from the Orange County, New York Office of Historian. Each October since 2003, Milby and Ulster County, New York artist Carl Relvin called the Hudson Valley the Thermal Ghost, which is going to be a blast here because of the acoustics. It's a most unusual poetry series because Relvin plays a theremin. And that is quite fascinating. It's an interesting duet, to say the least. And the performance has been cited as one of the most unusual ever conducted in the New York region. I don't know if you know my private life. Anyway, that's the next one. He's been published in over 24 magazines and 23 anthologies. And he holds the post of laureate until November 2019, and I'm a strong advocate for them to reinstate him as such. It gives me great pleasure to introduce this freelance thinker and friend, Robert Milby.
Thank you, Hayden. Thank you all for sticking around. Remember, the later it gets, the ghosts arrive. Vernon Watkins was a good friend of Dylan Thomas. They lived in Wales, but their vibrations echo across the planet. Vernon Watkins was born on the 27th of June in 1906. Logos. Logos, the star-born tongue. How came so stark a statement from a scroll, consumed as though the dead could tame all moods by midnight's strict control? Fire in a moment flies intent, the works of reason to unwind. How reconcile that element to the slow writing of mankind? Who stole the sacred fennel stalk? The will endures till fetters break. There the immortal visions walk. A titan suffers for your sake. Come near, crouch low, heap stick on stick, throw pine cones to the winter's flame. Gold in the draft, a sudden prick, tattoos in light, a whispered name. What ransom can the witness give for prophecy, the loot of thieves? Future and past, the sparks may live, battening like locusts on their sheaves. In vain you pledge your dearest things to the rash floor of that dark urn. Light murders thought, and then gives wings. No migratory words return. How fast they vanished, see them die, the very words you lately breathed. Lit by a thread, betrayed they lie, dead in the sunken embers wreathed. Where whistling, rustling, weaving fates snatch on a gust the shrouds they made, whose testament a God translates, where light must learn a dying trade. Vernon Watkins. All right, this is from Gothic Orange, which is my most recent chapbook. I have a lifelong urge to farm. I have a lifelong urge to farm. Awake before sunrise, coaxing plants to maturity. Sunflowers turning to their master. Tomatoes and peppers in conversation with cucumbers and green beans as hens warm eggs and goats wander morning verses, dew-softened grass. Geese pass overhead, carrying reliable summer into mystic autumn. I dream of a hermitage where, like a monk, I tend cows and flowers, mow hay and sculpt bales in the first and second haying. My sweating handprint on each tree in the summer yard. I have a burning urge to farm. I do it every day with words, planting syllables and fertilizing with punctuation. Word husbandry, pastures of stanzas, rows of green and succulent words, farmers' markets with tables of apples, bees, and books. The Yellow Monarch. The Yellow Monarch visited in his spirit cloak past the apiary clock in the wall of a senescent barn. A crow carried bread over the yards. Robins, spies for the equinox, having renewed their contracts, maintained their lawn outposts. The butterfly was an epigraph of the sun's poem, a voice of silence at dawn. A brief transit thought along a bramblet path to the garden. Mullen skeletons swayed in clover and timothy grasses. Farm tractor field hand traversed haunted peat moss, and white willows on the creek bank trembled as breezes reminded of old country past lives. The creek was ripe in natal summer wildlife. Bird dive sky antics, goldfinches chased a red-winged blackbird as he called. Swallows fell from wind-severed storm clouds. Yellow Monarch maintained his court in defiance of the setting sun. Thank you. This is from a chapbook called Crow Weather. The memory of fire. The atmosphere is dangerous. I took the scuttle and billows with kindling for the ghosts of other people's fire. Cinders that morph here on a shuttle allowed to wind down alleyways and back lots, lost in a non sequitur nightmare of hissing and spitting blazes where spirits come back to life. The hearth of memory, ashes of regret, soot of confusion, passion's wanted fires, hearthstones, an illuminated manuscript, elemental altar where viaticum of wood offered to appease winter god's searing hunger converses with dry ghosts, whose reverie of spring lodged in bloodless bark and perfumed creosote urns where spiders hid in a summer shade conspiracy. Wait, it gets worse. All right, this is from Dickens' Pet Raven, and he really did have a pet raven. Although this is not about that particular creature. The king of the frogs. Bullfrog, it is June. You are young and wandering, speaking a secret language of summer, mating, and rain. The lawnmower spared you, and I see you are not sick nor scarred by predators. The child in my care admires you, examines your eyes, flaring nostrils, and long legs. She laughs as you seek to flee my grasp, never knowing it is the safest place you'd be all summer. You are the king of frogs. Each June, bog, croak, meditation, pond, scum, wet breath, holding court all day and into firefly candlelight, by which you read the braille of your lover's green skin. Who are you to fear raptors by day, snakes and owl by night? Have you left logs and turtle shell, hunting airborne insects? Or do you have an amphibian harem, tasked to bring you bug meal during the season's swelter? I speak science truths one day, mythology the next. The child laughs as you leap toward the shadowed creek, each in a dialect of the secret language of summer. Thank you. Now back to that same creek in the village of Florida, coming from the Warwick and Pine Island area. It's called Quaker Creek. The black bear at Quaker Creek. Early summer drought, nuthatch walks up the dry bark of an elm by a 130-year-old barn where generations of honeybees tenant. How to quiet the distant cars, growling like sundry chainsaws, and a river of noise in front of an elderly house, drowning genteel birdsong from the backyard earthworks amphitheater where Quaker Creek can no longer resist the summer drought. Yellow-brown leaves do not weep, but fall, summer sent to autumn without cooler air and sharper color. Days before, a visiting black bear, no cubs, heavy legs painted in dried mud, deer flies worrying his large head, wandered to the only pool left near a curve in the creek, submerged most of his black torso, cool black water. When our eyes met, I saw centuries of history, few humans, no cities, no electricity, and raw pastures of emotion that were colder landscapes of a post-ice, cleaner air, copious tracts of pines and oaks, until the nearby property owner, a man of wealth and control, screamed, "A bear!" ran up to his porch to huddle in the shadows, calling police. I walked closer to the Bruin, told him to leave, and he trudged south through the creek, perhaps up in the cemetery, from where police watch my family for the brave, wealthy neighbor. And the black bear thanks you. Now this is, this poem, I'm just going to say that it's a going up the country poem. First, the mind walks. 1, the snake. The state is the snake in the garden, replacing the ringtone of parents with the piper of Hamelin. No wandering nor bikes, but controlled sports and corralled sorts of minds uploaded to a Chromebook, where Winston's herded foster children struggle in electronic drift nets and take cues from a television. 2, agenda numbered. Even the whales are washed up. Their pods are sound washed upon a shore. Dews on the grass are burning vast acres for a fast-track future in a new company store. Professor Marvel's slip is showing. The masses given stipends of their own earnings to ensure the drugs are still working. Mendacity is an omnipotent god. Ferocity is urban fire. In these times, no baptism, but a funeral pyre. 3, there is no frigate, like dropping out. First, the mind walks off a psychic plank, then out to a heath, beyond the river and their bank. I am going back to the old country, leaving the city of Calhoun's mice, leaving the concrete lies and vice, older than deeds in cuneiform, older than Utsi in his tome of ice, to stand in the struggle of snow and ice where the mind was an alpine flower, past lives when generations wove stories into cloaks, hunted game, and worshipped fire. I'll do just 2 more before I'm thrown out. And this is, get ready for this. This year, hurricane ruins, battle-worthy, universal, I dare. I dare walk the tatty beach of their ruined world, shores and shoals, fogs and folds. I dare wander beached days where modernity died, combing the riverside wreckage for family history, scattered debris, shattered melancholy, certainly of this world and destined to be in it. Urchins now yaw in the floating shacks, tents in the flooded suburbs, flats in the darkened cities, a stew of salvaged books, shoes and shirts, the lottery of perpetual looting. Comfort measures for a palm tree whose trembling beauty lies dressed in capes of mud. Each car's contents purged in a warm, tidal vomit. Pens, napkins, coffee cups and plastic bottles, bank statements, dead cigarettes, restive crows, crowds of gulls, packing gullets in gluttony of jubilant windfall. She can gale down a wall, bend stop signs to submission. He can sling trash against cars, rip flags from poles. Why do they dash birds into trucks and buses, topple trees, waste monuments to technology? Why do they drown children? God of the hot storm, a tempest with chaos and theft in store, ruined lives, evil weather's water weapons, nothing left dry save the sailing birds above a world upended, shattered glass, the grinding wind worry, darkness trawling, a former street, collapse of a pier, a house demolished as death calls in the debt, the wreck and rot, parted clouds reveal the burial plot, once a shoreline paradise. I'll leave you on a gentle note. beyond Sati. Beyond Sati, I hear yelling in the street, just after opening the second-floor windows to a May morning, expecting sparrows to speak from Rose of Sharon. Nocian is shattered by an unseen stranger slamming a car door. Beyond the CD's vernal outpouring, other people's schedules, louder than a rural morning in 1890, come not to my door as an angry ode to frenetic urban dance, but through the window, stealing the breath of a bohemian piano, where the plundering offspring of entertainment's plot against inspiration tramples gardens, scatters birds, and fells trees, beyond poetry, beyond Sati. Thank you for listening.